Hello everyone, my name is Aarti and you're watching HW News. The onset of the heat wave has led to Mercury soaring at unprecedented levels across India. And while Indians are trying to deal with the heat catastrophe in several parts, they also have to face long power cuts. In our childhood, we had a villain in a superhero show called Shaktiman who used to say Andhera Kaayam Rahe, which means let the darkness prevail. In many parts of India today, sadly, this has become a living reality. If you are sitting in an AC room and watching this video on your phone, laptop, or desktop, you are among those lucky citizens of India who haven't yet faced the horror of no electricity in a temperature that almost feels like it is melting your skin. The power crisis in India is the worst in the last 6 years. Citizens in many states have to live with power cuts ranging from 2 hours to 8 hours. As I said in the previous video on this topic, the power cuts have been triggered due to coal shortage. Now, the government says that rising temperature has led to more than usual power demand that has put pressure on thermal power plants. On Friday, the Power Ministry also tweeted that the national power consumption hit a record 207 gigawatt on Friday, up from 205 gigawatt the day before. It also cautioned that demand is expected to reach about 215 to 220 gigawatt in the months of May and June. Data available with Grid Management Authority (POSOCO) showed a peak hour deficit of 10.8 gigawatt on Thursday, the highest since 2012 when it had touched 12 gigawatt. All the states faced peak shortages on Thursday, with some like West Bengal, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, and Andhra Pradesh met by overdrawing in heavy quantities from the electricity grid. The total energy shortage was 192 million units. The states with the highest peak shortage were Bihar, Haryana, Kerala, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, and Rajasthan. Now, the latter, that is Rajasthan, reported the maximum energy shortage of 44 million units on Thursday, followed by nearly 30 million units each in Haryana, Punjab, and Uttar Pradesh. According to a report by Reuters, electricity supply fell short of demand by 1.88 billion units or 1.6% during the first 27 days of April alone. There are as many as 108 coal-based power plants that have critical days of coal left with them, and this was highlighted by the Power Plants and the Engineers Federation last month. However, the government says the situation is in control. But citizens are not the only ones who are facing the brunt of power crisis. Even the industries have been hit with it. Several states have asked the industries to reduce the power usage. Due to power scarcity, Andhra Pradesh had declared industrial holiday on 8th of April, while Gujarat government had mandated industries to observe holiday once a week. Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory also had gone for power cuts for the industries in the morning and evening. The situation is so bad that the railways had to cancel 753 trips involving 42 trains to prioritize the delivery of coal rakes across the country. A total of 713 trips of the Southeast Central Railway have been cancelled till May 25th, while 40 trips of the Northern Railways have been cancelled till May 8th. Travelers traveling from key coal-producing states including Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh and Jharkhand are the ones who have been impacted due to this decision. As I said, with May and June expected to be hotter than April and March, the crisis is expected to deepen. So what exactly is the status in different states? Let us have a look at that. First, we will start with Delhi, the national capital. The power demand in national capital crossed 6,000 megawatts per day mark for the first time in the month of April as the city government raised alarms over shortage of coal. On Thursday, the Delhi government said its coal supplies were depleting, with Dadri 2 having a day's coal left. Uchahar 2 days, Kahalgaon 3.5 days, Farakka 5 days and Jhajjar around 7 or 8 days. That's all the coal left with those power plants. Let us move on to the second state, that is the state of Uttarakhand. This state is also no exception to long power cuts, as Uttarakhand Power Corporation Limited MD Anil Kumar attributed the acute shortage to a rise in demand. He also blamed the closure of a gas-driven power plant in Kashipur in Udham Singh Nagar district for the electricity shortage in the state. Let's move on to the next state, that is Uttar Pradesh. UP has 3000 megawatt deficit against the demand of around 23,000 megawatt. According to reports by news agencies, the supply is just 20,000 megawatt, resulting in long power cuts in especially the rural areas. Let's move on to the next state, that is Andhra Pradesh. According to a report by PTI, the southern state is facing a shortfall of about 50 million units of power as against the demand, which is touching 210 million units per day. According to the State Energy Secretary B. Sridhar, the current crisis, which was a nationwide phenomenon, might ease by this week. Let's talk about Bihar. Bihar too is witnessing frequent power cuts in rural as well as urban areas. According to the state's energy department, Bihar is facing a power deficit of 200 to 300 megawatt per day because of the sudden increase in the demand. The state's consumption is around 6,000 megawatt per day and the availability of power from different sources is 5,000 to 5,200 megawatt only. Let's move on to Punjab. In Punjab, Ludhiana, Patiala and Mohali are the worst hit by the long power cuts issues as the maximum demand for power reached about 8,000 megawatt in the state. In Rajasthan, the electricity demand has increased to 31%, leading to power cuts of 5 to 7 hours per day. Meanwhile, rural areas are facing more power cuts than in urban areas. Let's talk about Kerala. The Kerala State Electricity Board has decided to impose a power cut since Friday after the coal production decreased by 400 megawatt. Let's talk about Jharkhand. Long hours of a power outage for the past several days have thrown daily life and local businesses out of gear in this state. On Friday, Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren admitted that the state has not been able to meet the peak demand. He also informed that the state government is using additional funds to procure electricity from the market. Let's talk about the last state on the list, that is Haryana. State Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar has assured that the problem of power cuts will be resolved soon as the state government decided to import coal for the first time in a decade. But while the people are suffering in sweltering heat, what exactly is the government doing? The government says that state-run Coal India ramped up coal production by 27.2% in April and the situation will be brought under control soon. However, the opposition has slammed the government. The former Congress President Rahul Gandhi said that he had in fact warned the Modi government that lack of coal stocks will spell torment for the country as power demand have peaked. Instead of addressing the issue, the government issued a denial. This is what Rahul Gandhi said. Aam Aadmi Party Rajya Sabha MP Raghav Chadha also said that at least 16 states in the country have 1 or 2 days of coal supply left. The government, however, has refuted all these claims. So what next? We have to see. Do let us know what do you think about this in the comment box below. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in. Also, before I end this video, if you like this video, then please do subscribe to our channel, like this video and comment below it and share this video to as many people as possible. And if you want to contribute to us beyond that, then please go to our website www.hwnews.in/support. There you will find different subscription options available for our viewers as well as for our readers. You can take up whatever subscription plan that suits your budget and support us, because when you pay, independent media like us not only survives but thrives to tell the truth.